Welcome back everybody. This is a video, I suppose you can class it as an unboxing. I've had it on order for a while, and I purchased, this is a Sunlu AMS heater that fits the Bambu Labs. It might fit others, I don't know, but it's for the Bambu Labs X1C for me, but I've got the AMS one, not the AMS 2. So I got it mainly because down in the workshop it's a bit cooler in there, so I have all what everybody prints out is a little containers that go inside, and you put the absorbent crystals in. Yeah, and it's worked a treat. I had a little moisture meter in, and but I thought I'll get a heater, and it'll just, for some of the filaments, it'll just dry them out a little bit better. But I've since moved everything around, and now the X1C is in my office upstairs along with the other bamboo printers, and I took the Zortrax down into the workshop. So the moisture, I've left the crystals in and that, and it's lowest it's ever been, and it's rather warm up there. So at best of times, even winter, it's low humidity. So I hasten to say I don't think I'd need it, but I'm going to put it on anyway, because if I need to dry some of the filaments out, rather than being able to just dry one out, I can dry a couple out. So yeah, I'm sure it'll come in useful. I got it on the release. I think it cost me £99, and it's been on order for about 2 months, thereabouts. And I know there's videos out there showing it, but I'm just going to show it today. I just thought it's something interesting for some of my subscribers, because some of my subscribers don't watch other things as much as I do and keep on track. So yeah, it's there, and we'll see what it is. So I haven't opened it, although the postman came this morning, and I did leave a message on the postal site saying leave it in a secure place covered in plastic. The sheet that's provided, well, it wasn't covered, it was throwing it down, but fortunately things are well wrapped. So let's see what this is packaged like. Oh yep, a bit of foam. Let's see what. Don't suppose there's much to it, but I don't think there's anything else in there. You never know, there's always something hidden. So put that back in there. Pop that down there. Right, this is the unit. I mean, this day and age now, most things I've received from, and it is obviously China based, has been really well packaged. I've not had a problem with them whatsoever. Yeah, I believe it clips on and off. I don't know. I haven't. I have watched one video. I never bothered, because it's one of the things that I wanted, but obviously it came after I've moved the office furniture around. That's just a list of actual filaments you can get for it. There's an Allen key and some little clips of some sort, I'm sure, and screws, so I'm sure they will become apparent once I read the instructions. Let's take the tape off. Just a little, I'll show you something in a moment. My son gave me a project. This is where I keep going on about 3D printing now. It can get you out of trouble sometimes, and it can get you into trouble as well. especially when you're buying printers. But this is just covering the screen. Bit of foam in there. Pop that in the box. That what can go in the box. And that is the item. As you can see from inside, it's curved at the top. It looks to be a slide vent as well, and that's curved. There's some fans in it, panel, and there'll be a power input at the back, which is there with a little flicker switch, and your mains cable that goes in there, a little vent hole, and then this is obviously where the clips to the bamboo with the hinges. There are some electronics, as you can see through there, and obviously the touchscreen. And basically that's it. It'll hinge up as normal, and you put your filaments in, put it down and set to dry it, and basically that's it. It's for £99. It'll do 4 filaments, but the beauty about this one is I have the 2 single ones downstairs in the workshop, and they're pretty good, don't get me wrong. They also weigh your filament as well, which obviously this doesn't, but that knows how much weight is on the reel, which is very good. But it also dries as well, and I have, if you watch my video, I'll show you that in one of my videos, and it actually shows you where I get a fault on it and have to repair it. And other people's have the same fault, so they've learned from that and they've repaired theirs. And it's the good little units. However, you can only do 1 reel at a time. I can put 4 in here, utilise the AMS at the top as a drying station, so it's pretty good really. So if I want to dry anything upstairs and put it on one of my other printers, I can put 4 reels in here. Although I don't suffer too much with moisture. I have done in the past. I've received filaments, and you know they come vacuum packed with some crystals in, absorbent crystals, and I think it's, out of all the filaments, and I've had an awful lot of filaments, I think 3 actual filaments, the bags were split, they weren't vacuum packed. Fault in packaging or what have you, but air's got in. Now they've come from wherever. It weren't Sunlu, it were I think it was Filamentum, and I could tell when I started printing there was moisture in the filament, so you could hear it spitting, just a light faint little thing, and I thought, what's that? And it were blobbing on it. It weren't right. I knew something was right, and it was the moisture. So I stopped the print, cancelled that. I'd only just got into it, put it in the filament dryer for about 2.5 hours, and lo and behold, printed it again. But absolutely spot on. So yeah, it does come in. If you haven't got it, you can't do it. So I always say, you know, get something in case you might need it. But yeah, that's the filament dryer that will sit on top of the Bambu Labs AMS1 or AMS2, I believe. But the AMS2, I think, has its own heating unit in it, but I don't know. I don't have the AMS2, I have the AMS1. So what I'll do is I'll take it up into office now, and I'll show you this installed, or how to install it. I will read the instructions first, but what I would like to show you is, going back to I said earlier that I did something for my son. Just let me get you this. Right, we all know what that is. It's a steering wheel, and it belongs to the Fanatec, and it's the Gran Turismo. My son has the I have the steering wheel upstairs, but it's not direct drive, and mine's a Logitech, and it's good, but this is the direct drive CSL, and it's what comes with it, standard steering wheel. But you can see, let me bring you a bit closer. Can you see the little buttons at the top here? Right, well, believe it or not, that one there, L1, was broken. Somehow he puts these on the wall because he has a Formula 1 wheel, and he come to use it and there's a button missing. Well, there's a little micro switch underneath that, so hence he got rather annoyed because no one admitted to the actual steering wheel. But if it's been knocked off accidentally, it's been knocked off. But anyway, and he said to me yesterday, he said, Dad, he said, you couldn't see if you could print me something? I said, yeah, of course I can. Well, that's the finished item. You can just see that. It's, for what it is, it's really complicated. I hope you can see that. It's really, there's little clips. Now, the original clip that goes underneath these here, they have a longer part on, and they go around like a little shaft inside, so you can't just pull them out. So I had to design something would actually clip in and under and still operate the micro switch. And if you can hear, it works. So now he tried all over. You cannot buy those, or so I haven't looked really. And you'd have to take the steering wheel completely apart in order to get into them. You can buy other buttons, I believe, but he hasn't seen those. So you have a problem when you come to the steering wheel because it's using it, you have to poke your finger in. Well, it's no good really. So that, to get it that right with the little clips on the side and the centre part that presses the button in, it was literally, this was the 6th attempt. It only takes about, well, at most this one less than 15 minutes, 14 point some minutes to print it. So it doesn't take, but I had to alter each one until I got it absolutely spot on. And now it clips in, push it in, it locks on with the little tabs, and it won't come out. It's brilliant. So there you go. That's just added into this video. Is he couldn't buy one, and the switches you buy aren't cheap, or the replacement knobs, so it's paid for itself. Okay, so that's another way that if you're using 3D printers, you can help yourself or help other people. In this case it was my son. He hasn't seen it yet, but, and also I've done him a textured one as well. So, but there you go. What I'm going to do now is I'll take you up into office and we'll see what this looks like for installing it, and also see if it fires up. Might not work yet. In some of the things you get, you see, oh, you're that excited about it, you put them on, flick the switch and nothing, it's dead as a doornail. I've had that before today. I have to go through rigmarole sending things back. Fortunately it doesn't happen too many times, but it does happen. So right, we'll go upstairs. Right, here we are at my printer. I've just moved it out. This is the AMS. Took the filaments out, just stood it on its side. You don't have to disconnect the PTF tube. I've just put it on its side, and you can see in there, you can see close in there, there's 2 screws there and 2 at the bottom. Okay, them are the screws that you have to remove, so I'll remove those now. Alright, let's get these out and no doubt they'll be fiddly. There we go. One lid removed. Always save that. that is the hinge. Okay, bit fiddly, but never mind, it did come off pretty good. And that's the hinge of the other one. Okay, now you do get some in the pack, and you get some screws, but hasten to say, there are 4 hinges. What the difference is, I have no idea. I'm going to check them against the original hinges. The screws look the same. Yep, screws are identical, so I'll save those. I use the original. There are the hinges done. It's, what can I say, it's just fiddly. There's 4 screws, you get them from underneath. I put it on each side, but you can, I've only disconnected the power cable to the AMS, that's it. And that's the unit. Just make sure that when you get these on, you put them on, they're obviously handed, because if you look, you can't get them on right in that sense. When they go like that, make sure they go that way. There's a little knob there, because you could put that in that way and try to fit it, but you can see that's how they're going. Holes are on that side like that, and then the 2 lugs rest up against here, and that stops that falling over. Okay, save the original hinges, and see, I got 4 hinges in the pack. Whether you should get 4, I don't know, probably in case you break an hinge, I don't know. And that's it installed. Okay, should fit the power cable back into the AMS. That's back in. As I say, I didn't disconnect the PTF tube. I have to find power now for this. I'm going to put my units back on that I use. A little, not my, it's 3D printed from somebody else, but they're very good. They hold all the Allen keys and that. As you can see, there we go. Just keeps that nice and neat. Cloth. Give this a wipe. I'm going to one of the things I'm going to do is print a unit off to put the printer plates in, because today, as I found out, I needed to use the smooth plate for the PLA. I wanted a smooth finish, not textured. So the PAI plate I took out, but I need somewhere to slide them instead of keeping them in a drawer. So that's my next job, and there it goes. That's installed. Need now is my power cable, which is quite a long one. There we go. Let's power this on. Power the printer on. Something I always do as well is, if you're not using a colour for anything length of time, when it pulls it out, the AMS, I always take it out completely and hook it back in, because you find out that, I've had it on a couple of occasions and other people's mentioned it, in and out of these, and they get brittle sometimes, and then you end up with a piece in there, which I have done. So there we are. Let's switch it on. There we go. And it's simply just PLA, and you can up and move that to whatever temperature you want. Right, here we have the basic settings. As you can see from there, your PLA set. So in order to change that, you go set, and then you go up or down to whatever product you're actually printing ABS, and it'll change the temperatures. The temperature on the left is what it starts at, what's the room temperature, and that goes up to preset for ABS. Now it's on ABS, so it'll warm up to 131. Okay, but I'm printing, you can click through them all. I'm actually doing PLA, so, and it's warming up now. That figure there when I first switched this on was about 72. So room, it's about right for up here. Okay, and you would just go through the same. It's stopped flashing, so you can't alter it, and then you can go down PLA for your product. You can go to the temperature. You can increase the temperature it's going to go up to if you want. Okay, just be the up and down, and then once you've clicked again, that'll stop flashing because you've come off that, you've set it to whatever temperature you want. And look, now you can alter the time. Okay, and that's the relative humidity, which 20%, and it's 20% on my meter, so it's pretty good. Okay, and that's basically it. You've just got to set it to what you want. I've just left it at predetermined settings. Unless I get any problems, I'll just leave it as it is, and if necessary I'll change it, but that's it. So that's heating up now. That will last for 6 hours, okay, on the time, and that's about it. There you go. I've yet to work a little bit that out, but that's it. Simple, installed. As you can see, as mentioned earlier, I actually have the desiccant inside there in 3 units, and it's, don't get me wrong, they're good, and the moisture at the moment is so it says on there, but this has been open for a while and it's relatively cold up here, but I don't normally get a problem with moisture. And there, that's ready to go, and it's a nice flat top, so which I like. Right, that's it for this video. You can hear the unit working in the background. Self-explanatory really. It's quite warm now. Yeah, I can feel the fans working. Yeah, it looks the part. I don't think it's too bad for £99, free delivery. It took a while to come, but I wasn't in any rush for it. Although, as I said earlier, don't really need it up here, but it's going up here. I can dry my filaments out, take the filaments downstairs in and pop it into the single ones I have, which are very good, by the way. The two Sunlu Filament dryers, singular ones that I have downstairs, do what this does, but they also weigh your product, which is very good really. It tells me how much is in there, and it's reasonably accurate to what you're going to use, so I know what's left on the drum. I know what a drum weighs, the actual reel itself, because they're weighed beforehand. I always have an empty one that I've weighed, so I know what that weight is. So it weighs a lot, so you take that off and that's what you've got left on the actual reel. It's pretty good really, so I know that, oh, I'm not going to have enough on there to complete that. I'll put another reel on. Which is a good feature really of any filament dryer. That's it. Don't forget, like and subscribe. It does help me a lot. Give me a thumbs up, and it doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe, but it does help me. Anybody's got any comments, let me know, and I answer everybody, as I always say. And I'm learning. You know, I've had some real good feedback from people out there that's been printing longer than me, and with the CNC work, and I do take it all in and take out what I want, and it's very good. And at the end of the day, we're here that's why I do the videos for, to help somebody. Somebody's helped me, so I hope I pass it on, and that's it. So I'll put a link to the video, by the way, at the end for the Sunlu filament dryer that I have, the singular ones, and you should be able to pick up then the repair that I had to do on one. It was a soldering job, that was all. So right, until next time, thumbs up, remember that. As I say at the end of every video, you be safe, you be careful, and bye for now. Bye.